My presentation is on Abraham Lincoln's election, which occurred in 1860. Just some background information about Abraham Lincoln. He was born February 12th, 1809 in Hardin County, Kentucky. He was a famous lawyer in Illinois. Many people thought of him as a backwoods type person, but really he was a well-known lawyer in Illinois. He married Mary Todd and had 4 children. And he was going up against Douglas in his election. There was many events that occurred during the election of Abraham Lincoln. The election of Lincoln in 1860 was known as the chain of events. One of the big main events that occurred was the Civil War, which happened in 1861. When Abraham Lincoln was inaugurated as President of the United States on March 4th, 1861, secession was an accomplished fact. The Lower South had withdrawn from the Union and set up a rival government. The guns roared first at Fort Sumter, turning back Lincoln's relief expedition. Both sides called for troops. More southern states seceded, and the nation plunged headlong into civil war. So pretty much when Lincoln was elected, the war had begun. So he was put in a very tough situation. Lincoln's main concern now was the reconciliation of the country. In his inaugural address, he described the war as a visitation from God, and mellowed and deepened by the ordeal, he pleaded for peace without malice. On April 9th, Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. 2 nights later, a torchlight procession called at the White House. Lincoln gave them his moderate views on Reconstruction. It was the last public address of a compassionate man. On April 14th, he and Miss Lincoln went to the theater. During the third act, an assassin slipped into the Lincoln's box, shot the president in the head, leaped onto the stage before a startled audience, and fled into the darkness. So Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 14th at the Theater House. Another big thing that Lincoln was really big on during his time in the White House was expansion of slavery. He was 100% against slavery. He opposed it 100%. Abraham Lincoln is often referred to as a great emancipator, but yet he never once in his entire life called for emancipation. Lincoln began his public career by claiming that he was anti-slavery. So he was, like I said before, he was 100% against slavery. March 13th, 1837, at the age of 28, while serving in the Illinois General Assembly, Lincoln made one of the first public declarations against slavery. So during that time, he officially announced that he was 100% against slavery, and that expansion of slavery was not needed. Lincoln was the first member of the Republican to be voted into presidency. Abraham Lincoln was our 16th president, and like I said before, he was voted into the House on November 6th, 1860, and Hannibal Hamlin was vice president. This is a picture of the election map of how many people voted for certain people. Orange was the Constitutional Union Party. Green was Southern Democratic Party. And of course, Lincoln is red, the Republican Party. This is a picture of how many percentages of how many popular votes each representative got. Of course, Abraham Lincoln had the most at 39.9% popular votes. These are some famous quotes. This picture is of the Civil War and how many casualties occurred in the North and South. The North had the most with 113 casualties, and the South had only 38. Some more pictures with Abraham Lincoln and slavery, and of course during the Civil War. And my works cited page. Thanks for watching.